I absolutely hate my new kitchen.
This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off now.
Yes, I know, we just moved into a brand new, super expensive house that we really love everything about this house except the kitchen. And I realized I haven't given you guys a tour of my kitchen, so I'm gonna give you a tour and tell you why I hate my new kitchen. We bought our new house and the kitchen is really pretty. We really like the way the kitchen looks, but the kitchen is not functional at all. Okay, so I'm gonna start and I'm gonna go from right to left around my entire kitchen, and I'm gonna kind of give you the layout of the kitchen and explain why this isn't functional, okay? So we're gonna start over here, and we have this nice mass of cabinets. Now, over here we have all my extra baking stuff. The blender, the chopper, turkey baster, all that. Over here, I have all my baking stuff, okay? So this is my baking center right here. And then of course I have this nice big countertop. I have down here my pans for baking. I have this nice little drawer to put all my measuring spoons, rolling pin, all of that. I have this nice big drawer here that I have nothing in, hardly. Down here I have all my baggies, foil, all of that. By the way, normally I don't have this big of a stash. I have no idea how I ended up with this. Well, yeah, I do part of it. These were from moving. I use these to put all of our liquids and stuff in because we're at high altitude, so stuff explodes. So that's part of the reason why I had so many of those baggies, but yeah. And then down here I have all my mixing bowls. Then over here we have Dining on a Dime cookbook, of course, and gluten-free, dairy-free Dining on a Dime cookbook. And then
where are the rest of your cookbooks?
They're out in the garage. That's the only two I use, is Dining on a Dime. Three I use. Three, I guess. And then I have nice slide out drawers here, right there, and then they slide out down here too, okay? So the kitchen is really super nice, and it's a high-end kitchen, and I get that, okay? But here's where the problems start, okay? So first of all, this oven, it makes the most awful whirring noise while you're cooking. And I mean, it is just absolutely obnoxious. So if I were to put a roast in here and cook it all day long, I would have to listen to this whirring noise all day long while I'm slow roasting a cook. And everybody, well, several people said, well, just put your roast in a crock pot. Guys, cooking food in the crock pot does not have the same taste as putting it in the oven. It tastes 1,000 times better putting it in the oven. So that's why I'm not a big fan of using the crock pot, because it just really doesn't taste that good.
And what's the reason to use a crock pot? What's the reason to have an oven if you're going to cook it in the crock pot?
Yeah, so yeah, Mike's right. Why have an oven if you're going to put it in the crock pot? And an oven is perfectly safe. If you're going to run a crock pot all day long, you can run an oven all day long. So it's perfectly safe to run an oven all day long and cook something. Moms and grandmas did it for 50 years. I don't know why people are now paranoid about running an oven all day long. But anyway, so we got these nice double ovens, but they're really loud and they're really obnoxious, okay? Then we're going to come over to here. Now, I have these really nice cabinets, but this is supposed to be, I guess, a spice rack or something, but it really doesn't work. And I'd actually thought about having Mike take this down for me because it's kind of obnoxious. And so I got that. And then down here I have this slidey thing, but I can't really use this either. I kind of have a few things in here, but I can't really I don't really have a use for this. Then I have this drawer, which is not organized yet. Actually, that's going to be another video coming, but I have this really nice drawer here. But then if I want to get any pans, I have to open both drawers, pull all this out, and it's nice, I guess, but once again, I don't know. I guess in theory it's supposed to work, but to me, having to open both drawers just seems like more steps than you actually need to take. And then I have this. This is really nice. I do like that. And then I have this little drawer. But here's where the problem comes in. So this stovetop, first of all, something is wrong with it. I don't understand what's wrong with it. I can put it on number 8, anywhere from 3 to 8, or 3 to high, and it literally burns everything. But then if I move it down to 2, then it's just like a slow simmer, and I can't really sear anything. So if I try to sear something, it either totally burns it or it's raw. So something's wrong with this, okay? But then next, it's not a functional cooktop. So if you want to use this for cooking and you're right-handed, all of these are in the way. As you can see here, I was slopping egg and corn starch all over because I had to go across to the burner. And yes, I could have used this one, I get that, but this here for most cooking isn't quite big enough to put all your utensils, and if you're dipping and that kind of thing, it's just not quite big enough. So that's where the functionality of this isn't very good. We love the microwave. Of all the appliances, the microwave's the only thing we really love. And it's great. We really like that. But the other thing is, having the stove here, you feel really boxed in. And that's just a preference thing. But whoever designed this, you feel boxed in with this stovetop. So anyway, I don't like that, but I mean, that's fine. So next, we're gonna come to the refrigerator. Now, I do not know why this is the most popular refrigerator in America. I really don't. This is the most obnoxious refrigerator I've ever seen. There's nowhere to put the eggs. I thought the eggs went here. They didn't fit, so everybody told me the butter goes here. Okay. It doesn't hold as much food. If you want to get to these drawers, you have to open. I can't open. And I can't open any of the drawers. And it doesn't hold as much food. People say, oh, I love it, I love it. And I can see if you get a pizza, why you would love it. I understand that. But that's the only redeeming thing of this refrigerator. Otherwise, you have to have everything on this side and you can't really easily access stuff. Plus, it's making a ridiculously annoying rattling noise. Here, come close so they can hear it. Now,
we can actually hear that rattling noise in the other room.
And that's actually, I don't know why.
We thought there was something wrong with the toilet in the bathroom because the rattling noise kept making all this weird noise.
Yeah, exactly. And we thought it was the toilet and we realized it was the refrigerator.
So
now,
Mike did a whole lot of work on the toilet thinking there was something wrong with the toilet.
Well, yeah. So this is the quiet rattling noise. It actually gets really loud and it gets louder and softer and louder and softer. So we don't know what's wrong with that. It's freezing the food, which one of my viewers, thank you, emailed and said she had the same problem. And this vent right here, that vent got closed because I had my eggs here because I didn't know. I mean, if this is a shelf here, then wouldn't you put food there? That doesn't even make sense. Why have a shelf here if you can't cover that vent? That doesn't make sense. So you can tell men design these things because women would not design something that awful. And if a woman designed this, she doesn't cook in the kitchen. I can tell you that much. Okay, next. We have in my laundry room, which is a disaster right now because I'm still unpacking, around the corner, I have to store all my food in here, which needs to be cleaned out. But I'm going to do a video on that because I'm actually organizing it. But all the food has to be stored in here. So I have to come around and be getting in here to get my food, okay?
I was gonna, just so they can see it. It's not real close to the kitchen.
So then we come over to here, and this is where I've had to put all of my cups and mugs and everything. Now, I do need to go through and declutter. I totally understand that. I just threw everything in when we moved because we just needed dishes, and I do need to go through and declutter, but that's going to be a video, so that's why I'm waiting. Then we have the little tea, coffee section over here. We have nice drawers over here. I finally moved the silverware from over there to here, and I think that's working a little bit better. It's drawers, drawers, drawers. Another sink, and then I have this nice long cabinet here, or I mean drawer. More storage here, which is really nice. That's really nice. And then more storage up there, okay? Now, here's where the real problem comes in. The bar. So, I have no idea why they designed this bar, because it doesn't even make sense why someone would design this bar the way they did. Because if you're doing it to serve kids or grandkids, because the people were older who built this house originally, if you're doing it to serve kids or grandkids, grandkids can't get on stools this high to get up here. They would have to climb up to get up here. So that doesn't even really make sense why you would do that. Now I think the only reason why I think they did this was to cover the dishes. So I get that. And I really like the fact that it's opened to the rest of the living room and the dining room. And Mike will give you a shot, and I'm still unloading, so I know everything's a disaster. But I did a big unload yesterday out of my bedroom, so that's why there's stuff everywhere. But Mike will show the shot from the dining room all the way around to the living room. So I really, really like that it's open and all of that. But here's where the problem is. I have nowhere to prepare food. And you're gonna say, Tara, but you have all this counter space. I actually really don't. When you go to prepare food, you need to have cutting space next to the refrigerator. And this right here, this 18 inches is all, 15 inches probably, is all I have to do food prep. I can't food prep up here. I can't cut up here.
Why?
Well, it's too high. You know, I mean, I can't sit here and do chopping and all that up here. So when I go to take all my fruits and vegetables out of here, you don't want to walk from the refrigerator all the way over to the other counter, back over to the refrigerator 4 or 5 times to take out all your vegetables for a salad. That doesn't make sense. So this bar is completely unfunctional, completely unfunctional. Now, I really like the fact that the dishwasher's up high, but that does not outweigh, the fact that the dishwasher is up high does not outweigh the fact that the whole rest of the bar is not functional. So I would just get rid of this because it's not worth it. So this bar with this sink, even though I like the double sink, it really isn't functional at all. I mean, I really can't use it for anything except to pile dishes. And so this is where we're having the problem. Now, really nice, but like, I can't use this because if you put your sponge and stuff in here, all it does is get moldy. So I can't really use that except to store parts for the sink. Now, I do like this trash can. I like the trash can. But I have this drawer here that doesn't really have much in it.
Can Mike say something about the trash can?
Okay, so I like the trash can idea, but what I find as the guy who often takes all this trash out is that it should be slightly taller than the can. Because what happens is, if you put just a slight amount of stuff right up to the top, then it all catches and does this kind of thing while you're trying to pull it out. So if we were redesigning this, I would probably make it an inch taller. See what I'm having? I'd probably make it an inch taller or so than the cans that you're going to put in.
It really should be 4 or 5 inches taller, really.
It would be better that way.
Would be best. Actually, what would be best is to take out this drawer here and not have...
So it's a great idea, but there could be a slightly better execution of it if we were to change things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as far as functionality, this kitchen is really just not functional. You don't want to be walking from one side to the other and back and forth for cooking in a kitchen. And I'm going to do another video on how we think we want to set it up, but I want your input, guys. If you're a kitchen designer or you've watched a lot of design shows or you just do it for a hobby, if your husband is a contractor, please comment below and tell us what you guys think that we should do to make it functional. And I'm going to do another video with our ideas, but I want to get some input because I actually might hire a kitchen designer to help me figure this out so we don't spend a whole bunch of money and then not have it work again. Now, I'm not complaining. Believe me, I totally love our new house, and I knew this kitchen was going to be a problem when we bought this house, and that was actually my only hesitation. That and the fact that our house is on a hill, those two things were the only reason why I wasn't gonna buy this house. But we knew that we could fix the kitchen, and the property is beautiful, and the property had a whole bunch of other things, and the house had a whole bunch of other things that made it worth it. So that's why we went ahead and bought this, because I know there's going to be comments, well, why did you buy it if you don't like the kitchen? Well, because we had so many other features that made it worth buying the house. But I really need your input. Please tell me how we could make this functional. And if you guys have construction guys or whatever, tell me how much you think this is gonna cost. Now, we do have power in every single section of this kitchen, so that shouldn't be a problem. We shouldn't have to move power too much. We might have to move a 220, but other than that, I think power would be okay. So give me your comments, give me your suggestions, please. Visit us at livingonadime.com, and we will see you guys next time.